Why is it so important to have a strong immune system?
Well, the strong immune system will protect us against life-threatening diseases. That is one thing. Then it will always keep our health, overall health good, so that we are functional. So our functional status will be always good, and the aging will be delayed because of that strong immunity, and also formation of cancer will be less.
Dr. Katari, why do some people get sick during the flu season and others don't?
Well, some people get sick during the flu season because they have, again, weak immunity, and that could be the reason because of their deficient lifestyle, because they are not having a proper balanced diet, they are drinking alcohol quite a lot, not in moderation amount, and they are also smoking a lot. They could be having caffeine in very large amount, because up to 300 milligram of caffeine is fine, it's good for health, but after that any amount above that, that can also suppress your immunity. So all these things, they can affect your immunity. Plus there is something which is called inherited immunity by terms of T cells. So T cells are the cells which have got which actually are the fighters against the infections. When the infections attack our body cell, the T cells are the one which will go there, and they will also attract what is called phagocytes, which will attack the particles, microbial particles, and they will engulf them, and they will try to combat against the diseases. So some people, as genetically they have a stronger immunity, their T cells are stronger, and they can fight against the microbes more effectively than others.
For those who do not have the T cells you mentioned, how can they protect against illness to strengthen their immunity?
Well, then they will, there is vaccination available. There are vaccinations available against lots of diseases now, including even a Gardasil and Cervarix vaccine for HPV, which are newer, and there is a Zostavax for herpes zoster or shingles, so that's a new one. So and plus there are vaccinations available for childhood diseases, as the children are to be immunized against those diseases like measles, mumps, chickenpox, etc. So those things are there. Plus, by adopting a good lifestyle, a balanced diet, and moderation of alcohol, moderation of caffeine, and also to quit smoking.
Now, in recent years, hand sanitizing has become very popular. Does sanitizing your hands reduce exposure to pathogens, and which can lead to infection?
The hand sanitizer, they contain 70 to 85% of isopropyl alcohol, and they do reduce the contamination of the field, but they have to be at least exposures for at least 30 seconds. And also they do not reduce the risk of spores if the field is contaminated with the spores of, for example, with the Clostridium, the C. diff, Clostridium difficile, or also the spores of anthrax, for example. They do not reduce the contamination of that, so we have to be careful about that.
Now, are people using hand sanitizers too much, Dr. Katari?
Yes, people are, and people are trying to use it as a substitute for hand washing, but that should not be done. And especially if the hands are soiled, if the hands are dry, then you can still use those sanitizers for hand washing. But if your hands get soiled, you have to use soap and water, because then otherwise you are having the risk of contamination.
Seeds of all types are definitely power foods for your immune system. Sunflower or pumpkin seeds, eating whole grain breads and cooked cereals, and dining on a variety of legume dishes will boost your body's immunity more than you might realize. Even a glass of dark red wine is beneficial now and then.